Hello, Dr. Joshua Mogri here, or Uncle Josh. I'm a content creator on relationship and marriage coaching. And chances are that the relationship you are in or your next relationship will end in tears if you don't learn the lesson I am about to share. So please watch this video and discover a major lesson you need to learn to ensure that you are not crying or, as they'll say, chopping breakfast. Please listen.
How do you know you're ready for a new relationship? When you have learned from your past relationship mistakes. When you have learned from your past relationship mistakes. I repeat, when you have learned from your past relationship mistakes. Let me explain. A lot of people, first of all, a breakup is never one person's fault. Let me say that again. A breakup is never one person's fault. Anytime you see a breakup, one person may have contributed more, but both of you were involved. Even if you look at it, your only mistake may have been to have picked the wrong person. That is still your fault. Okay? I was talking to a lady who wanted to get divorced, and she was complaining about her husband, and she said he does this, he does that, he's abusive, he does this, he does that, and it's all his fault. I said, well, it's not all his fault, because you picked him and you saw all those things when you were dating, but you believed he would change. You thought prayer would change him. In the same way, you need to look at your past relationships and say, where did I make mistakes? Maybe I shouldn't have brought sex into the relationship when I did. And if you know me, I believe in abstinence in relationships. Others believe in other things, but I believe that bringing sex into a relationship actually diminishes the relationship instead of improving the relationship. That's another podcast for another day. But you must be able to ask yourself and say, what were the mistakes I made? Maybe I was too focused on looks. Because for some of you, from the moment you saw her hips, that was it. I mean, you didn't think about her brain, you didn't think about her tribe, you didn't think about her family. No, once you saw, I nearly used the N-word. That was it. Especially for Africa. I don't know what it is about Ghanaian and African men and hips. Oh my goodness. And then you realize that the hips are beautiful, but after a point, there's nothing in the head to talk about. So you're always bored. So you may tell yourself, that was my mistake in my first relationship. This time, I'm not going to consider only hips. Maybe your relationship was that you wanted to pick someone from a particular tribe and you realized that was a mistake. Maybe you realized that your mistake was that you didn't consider the person's faith. Maybe you hadn't worked on yourself enough. Until you are able to find out the mistakes you made in the past, you cannot correct them in the future. So, learn from past relationship mistakes. Maybe in your last relationship, you took care of her throughout school. You paid every bill. And I know so many guys out there, my brother, don't worry, you are not alone. I know so many guys out there who practically sponsored the lady and it didn't work out. That could be another one. So all these things, unless you can sit down and write down, what were my mistakes in the past relationships? Stop thinking about the mistakes they made. The mistakes your ex made is his or her problem. All right? It's their problem. If they don't correct the mistakes in their next relationship, they suffer the consequence. You need to ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Maybe you were too clingy in the relationship. Sweetheart, where are you? Are you home? Who is that lady? I mean, I don't like her. I want to come over and pan the camera so that I'll be sure if there's anyone in the room. Are you sure you are not cheating on me? I had a dream and you were cheating on me. Is it true? And then he got so tired that he said, you know what, let's end this relationship. If you don't deal with that and you get into the next relationship, you're going to have a big problem.